Hi everyone. Okay, so I wanted to pull out the ghost meter because I don't know, lately I've been having some very vivid dreams. A few nights ago I had a dream. I was really upset in my dream, like really, really upset, and out of nowhere I saw my uncle that passed away appear in my dream. He was sitting on the middle of the floor and he looked up at me and he saw me with tears in my eyes, and I just went up to him and I gave him a big hug, and it's like he was letting me know, don't worry, don't, it's okay, everything's gonna be fine. And then he disappeared, and I think that he came into my dream he visited me in my dream, so I'm trying to see if I can get a response from him. Uncle Ismo, was that you in my dream a couple of nights ago? Did you really come to me in my dream to visit me? Can you make this meter go off to let me know that that was you? Was that really you that came into my dream? Can you make that needle move? Another strange thing was, I recently put in a new battery in this ghost meter, and before I made this video I turned it on and it looked like it was barely working. Like this light right here was so dim. Wow, as soon as I put my finger there I saw that move. This light was so dim it looked like the battery wasn't working at all. It didn't even beep when I turned it on. It beeps like right away, like if I had it off and then I turned it on and it makes that noise. Well, it didn't do that when I had, the other battery in there. It was like fully drained or something. That was strange. So I put in a new battery now. I don't see, it's moving again. So I put in a new battery now and it seems to be working again. But I don't know how that battery got drained so fast. That was a little strange. And you definitely need to buy some more batteries pretty soon. And I'm also thinking of, in the next few months or so, I might buy the K2 meter that is supposed to be a lot more sensitive than this one. It's like, there's different colors. There's a black one and there's a gray one, and it has all these little lights on there. It has like the green, and it's like this, but it has like red dots. I mean the yellow dots in the middle and the red dots at the side. And it doesn't make any noise or anything, but it's supposed to be a lot more sensitive than this one. And when it picks up something, you'll just see it flashing, the red flashing. So I'd like to buy one of those. I've seen them for $60 on Amazon. I would definitely like to get one of those. And I checked to see like what kind of battery it uses, and it uses the same kind of batteries as this, the 9 volts. So I definitely need to stock up on more 9-volt batteries. And I got to make sure that they are a very good brand of battery, because the cheap batteries are not going to do well with these. They need very strong batteries. This is the Interstate ones. I might buy like the Duracell or the Energizer brands if I can't find these. Uncle Ismo, was that you that came to me in my dream a few nights ago? Did you visit me in my dream? Can you make this meter go off to let me know that that was you, that you did come and visit me in my dream? Can you step in front of this ghost meter so that way it can go off? Look at it move. It kind of moved. Can you make this thing go beep? It's kind of getting closer to the red. Can you make it go off? Now it's dropping. I was thinking of in the next coming months or so, probably trying to take a trip out to Goliad. There's like this haunted, there's this place out there. I forgot what it's called. It's, people go there and they pay like a couple of dollars to get in and look around and look at like, I think it's La Bahia or something. I don't know. I forgot what it's called, but I remember taking a field trip there when I was in either 6th or 7th grade. And it just got some creepy vibes in there. You could just feel like I had like cold chills and stuff when I walked in there. But there's a lot of people that say that that place is haunted. A lot of spirits that have passed away in that area. They'll feel like someone tug on their hair, or the doors open and close. They'll hear noises. My dad actually, when he was working at this restaurant, and also next door, he would also help out deliver beer. He drove out there, and they were delivering a beer keg, because I guess they were having a party out there or something, the business, and they were knocking at the front door, and the lady said, okay, bring the keg out to the back. I left the door open for you guys. So she left the door open, and they drove back there, and the door was completely locked. It was closed. And they were knocking, and nobody answered. So they went to the front. They drove to the front again. They said, the door is closed, it's locked. We tried knocking, we tried opening it, it's not open. She said, I just opened it. And that happened like 3 or 4 times. 3 or 4 times. And finally she said, you know what, I'm just going to go back there, and I'm just going to stay by the door and make sure that it stays open. So this time when they went back there, she was there holding the door open, and they delivered the beer keg inside. But yeah, that was strange. But I like to go there and take my ghost meter with me, and several batteries just in case that it gets drained or whatever, and try to make some video there and see if it goes off, and maybe oh look, it beeped, and see if it goes off, and also take some pictures to see if I see any faces. You never know what I might capture. Make some videos for you guys. I think it would be a pretty interesting experience going there. And yeah, we'll just look around, look at like the old stuff. Like they just have like a lot of old stuff there. It's pretty amazing. A lot of things to look at. I'll go around the whole place and try to make a video. It'll probably be a long video. Maybe it'll be like separated into 2 parts depending on how much footage I get. But I know there's like a little chapel there too also that I'll go into and use my ghost meter. So I'm thinking about doing that. That sounds pretty fun. And look at where the needle's at. It's where the red is. And you heard it go off once. Uncle Yzma, was that you that made it go off? Can you make it go off again? Sorry, my hand is shaky. I don't know. Can't keep the camera still. Uncle Ismo, was that you who made this meter go off? Can you make it go off again? Or was that somebody else? Is that another spirit in here? If so, can you make this meter go off? Look at it. Can you make it go off? It's on the red, just a little more and it'll go off. Just get a little bit more closer. Maybe this battery is draining because it should be going off already. Can you make it go off? You are right. It should be going off by now. It should be beeping. For some reason, it's not. I don't know if it's the batteries already. It should be going off. Definitely need to get more batteries. I need to order a big pack of them. I'm going to say some names and make it beep if this is you, okay? Is this my Uncle Ismo? It is. There you go. It is you, Uncle Ismo. Thank you for making this go off. Look at this, guys. It's going off. Thank you. I love you very much. I miss you very much. And I really thank you for coming into my dream like that. I know I was upset in the dream and you calmed me down. I thank you for coming into my dreams. Have you guys ever had a dream of somebody who passed away? Sometimes that happens to me. I remember dreaming of my grandmother. She's the one that let me know that it was time for Uncle Ismo to come to heaven. I remember that dream. It was so vivid. In the dream, I was in her house and I was in the kitchen. Everything was kind of dark. It looked like candles were all over the place, like in the living room. There was candles lit. It was just a glow of candles everywhere. And in the kitchen, I saw this mirror, and I looked in the mirror and I saw myself, and behind me I saw a person. I didn't know who it was. I just know there was a woman with dark hair, and in my dream I got scared, and I was kind of running toward the front door, and I was trying to leave, and I heard her say, "No, stop, Liza," and I turned around. Well, she called me Lisa, because that's what she always used to call me when I was little. I turned around, and it was my grandmother, and she looked young again, and her hair was really pretty dark brown, had like a little bit of a wave to it, and she walked up to me and she's like, "Don't be afraid." And there was a bunch of pictures on the wall in the living room, and the glow in the room got a little bit brighter, and she started pointing to the picture of my Uncle Ismo, letting me know that it's almost time for him to join her in heaven. And I was getting teary-eyed, and she said, "Don't worry, he's going to be okay." She was letting me know it's okay. He's going to be okay. He's not going to be in pain anymore. You should be happy for him because he's going to be in a better place. He's not going to be hurting anymore from cancer. He passed away of cancer. He had stomach cancer, and my grandmother had colon cancer. So cancer seems to run in my family. And she was just showing me the picture of him, and I remember asking her a question. I remember one of the questions I asked was, "Grandma, when I pass away, am I going to go to heaven?" And she looked at me and she said, "Yes, you are." And I just remember telling her how much I missed her and I love her. And I was in tears because, I just missed her so much. And when she was alive, I didn't get to spend a lot of time with her like I had always wanted to, like I had wished that I had, And, I mean, I woke up from that dream in complete tears, just crying, kind of shaking. It felt so real. And it was like at close to 4 a.m, I think. And it was just like, And I think like either a couple of days later or the following week, that's when my uncle passed away. And I was in the room with him whenever he passed away. In the morning, I went to visit him, and he was somewhat conscious still. And I remember when I had to leave, I said, "Uncle Isma, I'm gonna leave. Goodbye." And he opened his eyes. He looked at me, and he said, "Okay, goodbye." And that was his last words. He didn't say anything else to anybody else that day. That might have been the last time he opened his eyes, when he heard my voice tell him that. And I left, and then a couple hours later, I just wanted to see him again, because I knew that this might be the last day that he's going to be alive. And what I felt was right, because the very next time that I went to see him, I tried to talk to him. He wouldn't respond. His breathing started to slow down. It was me and my dad and my mom and my other uncle Jesse. We were all in the room, and we were watching him. I kept looking at his breathing. It just kept slowing down. He was like taking one breath, maybe a minute, and I was like, his breathing is slowing down. I was telling everybody, and they were looking, and my dad said, "Yeah, I think it's almost time." And my uncle Jesse was like, no, he's going to be fine. I know it was harder. It was hard for him to accept that he was, about to pass away, but I knew it. I could just feel it. And the very next breath he took after that was his last, like, the very next breath, it stopped after that. And I was like, he's not breathing anymore. And I knew right then and there he was gone. But before he passed away, when I was in the room with my family, he was mumbling something, I noticed. And I think he was talking to either my grandmother, who maybe was in the room waiting for him to pass on and leave with her to heaven, or he was talking to the angels, or maybe his dad, my grandpa Mike. But he was mumbling something like he was talking to someone. I think they were, there also. And he passed away so peacefully. I can't even describe how peaceful it was. It was like, I don't know, just so peaceful. And then when he passed away, I walked up to him, and I touched his hair, and I gave him a kiss, and I told him I loved him, and I was crying. And my dad was upset. He was tearing up. My Uncle Jesse was, like, no, I'm gonna go get the nurse. He can't be dead yet. And they got the nurse, and the nurse came in. The nurse said, he's gone. And my other family came, and that, they took his body. What do you call it? The coroner came and took his body. And that was that. But yeah, there is, when you pass away, just because you leave your body doesn't mean you're gone forever. You come to the earth still, and you visit your loved ones. You're not gone forever. Even though we can't see them, they're still with us. They're still very much with us. They sometimes come to us in our dreams, and that's why I have this ghost meter. I could just, they communicate with me through here. I have that EVP box that I can hear their voices, and I mean, sometimes it's hard to hear it through that noise in the background, but I have that. And I love everything paranormal. I don't know. Ever since I was a little girl, it's like I've always been sensitive to stuff like this. I always got chills when I felt like something, like a spirit near me. So, yeah, I'm sorry this is a very long video. I just wanted to talk and try to make communication, which I'm glad that it did go off those couple of times, so it confirmed that my Uncle Ismo was here with me. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. This is a pretty long video. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and thank you Uncle Ismo for coming through the spirit box, the ghost meter, and communicating with me.